If you haven't heard about the Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. The Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it's easy to be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a bonus episode of my podcast titled Gotta Have Heart Wrestling with your truly, Jamel Holness. And we are going to talk about last night's unforgettable NXT Takeover Wargames 2020 live from the CWC Arena, World WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Wow, what a night this was last night. I mean, crazy to think that the matches off from start to finish were so brutal and vicious. I could not think of any better matches, to have on one night, which is themed with war games like it was last night. Pretty freaking incredible. You got to give it up to everybody that was participating last night at war games. Some people may have got injured, you know, battered, bruised up, but it was one to remember. It really was. Even we had a bonus match on the pre-show, which was a dark match, right? Where you had the Dago del Fantasma of Santos Escobar, Raul Mendoza, and Haquan Wild defeat Chris Stallion, Ashante Adonis, and August Gray in a six-man tag team match in Pier. Well, I didn't really see this match, but I heard it was exciting to say the least. So I guess it was a pretty good show opening for the event itself. This match will take place on December 6th, 2020. Zero fans in attendance, but it had the big LED screens in the background, and I think we had some audience in the crowd, at least ones wearing masks. I guess the part of the crew. But yeah, needless to say, this will be one of the vicious takeover events of the year. First off, we'll kick it off here with the women's War Games matchup here. And it's interesting to say that you hear those sirens in the background. You know that War Games cage is coming down, and you're gonna be in for a 30-minute, 40-minute match. And let's just say, from start to finish of that one War Games match, you're gonna see a lot of brutality here. I mean, aka Rhea Ripley brutality, but it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be some injuries. People are gonna get hurt. This is War Games usually settle rivalries like this, or maybe create rivalries. Who knows? But first off, you got team Team Candice LeRae with Candice LeRae the leader, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Tony Storm. I gotta admit, Tony Storm's entrances and Dakota Kai's and Raquel Gonzalez entrances is pretty cool. Candice LeRae's entrance is pretty well too. I mean, this was a chance for Dakota Kai. Well, not Dakota Kai, but Raquel Gonzalez to really shine out here. She's never really been on a big stage like Takeover before. She only had that one Takeover match back in your house, six women's tag team match up here, but this was her chance to really stand out here. Next up, we got, Ember Moon, Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, and Shotzi Blackheart. If you go back to this event and watch Shotzi Blackheart's entrance, a much bigger, a much badder army tank to come out in, as you see her whole team posing in the army tank, that was a pretty good moment. That was a pretty good view, in my opinion. I like, seeing the whole team united and just posing on that army tank. That was pretty damn cool. It really was. I loved it a lot. I really did. But you got, you know, pretty cool though, to say the least. You got Raquel Gonzalez and I think Io Shirai were the two to start the matchup here. So really interesting to see here. Of course you got, Team Shotzi Blackheart with the advantage for winning that ladder match a couple weeks ago. So they got the War Games advantage coming out here. And of course one after the other here. We did see, the Io Shirai was the last one of the last people to get out here before Candice LeRae, the team captain of her team. But we saw Indy Blackheart, you know, come out here and just interrupted it. She tried to take out Io Shirai here. She wouldn't let her in the cage. Raquel Gonzalez tried to even lock the door at one point to not even allow Io Shirai to get in the cage here. So this is pretty brutal. But very unique. You see Candice LeRae coming here, but the main key moment was when Io Shirai climbed to the top of that cage with a steel trash can, put it over her head and her body, and lay waste to jumping off that cage and landing on all of those competitors in the matchup. That was surreal. That was very surreal in the matchup here. I cannot believe it. They had Ember Moon perform this awesome eclipse on the chair to I think two of the teammates there. It was pretty nasty. I expected her to get a bruise. Actually, I saw a picture on her Twitter of bruise underneath her right arm, I believe, right forearm, and it's very dark. But the key moment of this matchup, the end of that match, is when you saw Raquel Gonzalez take Io Shirai with the ladder right between the two rings, stationed on both the bottom ropes, and smash right between the middle of the ladder, cutting and breaking it in half. Raquel Gonzalez got the one through Io Shirai getting the win for her team. Man, that was incredible. I'm thinking maybe this is gonna, be like a moving starting point for Raquel Gonzalez to get, on top of the ladder. Maybe she might even get a title shot against Io Shirai in the future. Who knows? But what is next for Team Shotzi Blackheart? What's next for her? Is Rhea Ripley going to go to the main roster? She's going to stay at NXT. What's next for Ember Moon? What is going to happen with this team? Obviously, Candice LeRae again is going to get some high praises. So who knows what's going to happen in this match for all 8 of these women? This match will last 35 minutes and 22 seconds. So I gotta say, for a show opener, this was pretty damn cool. It really was. I enjoyed this match from start to finish. Next up, we got Tommaso Ciampa against Timothy Thatcher. Everybody knows how rough these two guys are. Everybody knows that this has not been a year for Tommaso Ciampa. He has not appeared on the Takeover since Takeover in Your House back in June. It's unless he faced Karrion Kross, and he got choked out. This was a much needed win for Tommaso Ciampa here. Man, you guys were not at it. This was like your amateur match, catch can wrestling, or thatch can wrestling. Thatch can wrestling. I can't pronounce that word. But yeah, back and forth between these two guys. This was brutal. This was a straight up fight. This was a slug out, drag out match. And oh man, you even see a shot where Tommaso Ciampa hit the knee on Tommaso Ciampa on the left side of his ear, busted open Timothy Thatcher's ear. And just cut it open. But at the same time, we saw Tommaso Ciampa hit that draping DDT and had the win here at 16 minutes and 46 seconds. But I think at that match, I think Tommaso Ciampa found a lot of respect and started respecting Timothy Thatcher at that match. Timothy Thatcher earned Tommaso Ciampa's respect last night at Takeover Wargames. So maybe Tommaso Ciampa is going to move on to maybe championship. Who knows? But one thing at a time here. You know. Next up, we will see a strap match between Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes. These two make their entrance coming out to the ring here. At first, Cameron Grimes jumped Dexter Lumis from behind, refused to put on the strap. Then he got the referee had not ring the bell yet. Neither doesn't matter because there's no qualifications in a strap match, as the strap match history from the past. But I gotta give him up. Cameron Grimes is one right now. He's gonna be a breakout star in NXT. I say this a lot. Cameron Grimes, he saw how good he was when it was Trevor Lee and Impact Wrestling. Cameron Grimes coming to NXT is really good for NXT viewership as far as the breakout stars, those independent stars go, the young stars. Cameron Grimes is going to be a future champion no matter what. I believe it in my heart. Cameron Grimes is a superstar to watch nowadays. So him facing Dexter Lumis in this strap match was pretty good. He gave Dexter Lumis a good fight compared to the last couple of times these two have fought in a House of Horrors match and that blindfold match. So I didn't like that. But this one, this was almost a show-stealing matchup here. It really was. Dexter Lumis winning by submission in 12 minutes and 52 seconds here. I think it feels to say that Cameron Grimes has never defeated Dexter Lumis in his career. So, yeah, pretty surreal here. Next up, we will go to the triple threat match for the North American Championship. John Gargano and Damian Priest challenging Leon Ruff. I really felt like this was a chance for Leon Ruff to really go all out. If he really want to prove himself, if he really wants to prove his title win wasn't a fluke, you got to beat the two of the best. One of them being the best of all time, and one of them have had a great year in Damian Priest. It was a really good chance to him. Even the key spot match, I thought this was really dangerous here. I can't believe it still happened. Damian Priest did the raises edge to Leon Ruff right through the whole security barricade went down. That plexiglass, that cage. I think it knocked a women's fan over, as somebody has mentioned on Twitter. This was pretty surreal here. I can't believe that happened, But this was shows the matchup. This match had all kinds of excitement here. We even saw, you know, John Gargano trying to do suicide dive after suicide dive. Even Leon Rush tried it too, and it was pretty crazy. We saw like 6 people dressed in ghost faces, which is very weird. But at the same time, it happened. We didn't know who Ghostface was. But John Gargano pinning Leon Ruff to win the championship after that, after his move here, and oh man, that was pretty crazy. That was pretty surreal. One of the ghost faces accompanied him up the ramp as John Gargano came in 3 times, the first and only 3-time NXT North American champion. The ghost face took off his mask, and who to reveal? Shockingly, Austin Theory. Austin Theory, who used to be on Monday Night Raw, competed at WrestleMania earlier this year and got taken out of Monday Night Raw. This was pretty crazy to see him coming back here. I thought Austin Theory was never going to be seen or heard from again in the WWE, but for him to see NXT and help Johnny Gargano beat Damian Priest and Leon Ruff, this was pretty surreal here. This match lasted 17 minutes and 28 seconds. Damn good show stand match, like I predicted. Sucks that Leon Ruff didn't get to really show us and prove that he could have kept the belt, or even Damian Priest for that matter, because I'm a big Damian Priest fan as well. But Johnny Gargano, I think, still proved that night that this is his takeover. It's nicknamed Johnny Takeover. So I guess kudos to Johnny Gargano too. I'll always be a fan for Johnny Gargano, no matter what match he produced in. So I guess pretty cool for him to win. I didn't like the way he won it, but being the only 3-time NXT North American champion, pretty damn surreal. But damn, who would the hell thought that Austin Theory would be the one in that Ghostface mask? And holy shit, you got Indy Hartwell, and you got Austin Theory, part of the Gargano family. 2 huge wins for the Gargano family here tonight. Pretty crazy. I never would have seen it coming. I really would. Next up, you got the much anticipated main event here with the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish facing off against Team McAfee of Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, and the NXT Tag Team Champions Danny Burch and Orny Logan. Wow. If you think about this match has a lot of star power, a lot of physical key elements in this matchup here. This is going to be a fight. This is not even a wrestling match. This is going to be a straight up brawl. As of course, Team Pat McAfee got the advantage here. As we saw, Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne, from when they battled in that amazing ladder match last week on NXT, continuing the rivalry, continuing their fight. Pretty surreal here. And man, you got one critter coming out another. We saw tables. We saw Pat McAfee bring out tables with each of the Undisputed Era's names on them. That was pretty crazy. Holy shit. We got all men in the cage now. The Wargames match officially begins from start to finish. It was just brutality after brutality, but brutality. You saw Pete Dunne hit the veteran Adam Cole with the chair on the top edge of that chair. Oh my god. I can imagine Adam Cole feels of that. He's already banged up and bruised. We saw Pat McAfee do a really good job that I never thought I would see this. Him going to the top of the cage and performing a swanton bomb from the top of the cage. This was pretty surreal. I did not think something like this would ever happen, but I guess he shows Pat McAfee does have athleticism in his genes. Because pouring that swanton bomb on all the guys in that matchup, that was pretty surreal. Even though he did not win, he did get knocked out by Adam Cole there, but it took at least Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole to pin down 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, establish themselves. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Sorry for the interruption, but damn. Oh man, what NXT Takeover event that was! I probably think that's probably the second best NXT event Takeover event of 2020. Aside from the Great American Bash or the Halloween Havoc, this event did not disappoint to say the least here. Pretty surreal of everything that's happened. All in one night at Takeover Wargames. I think even Candice LeRae even suffered a serious arm injury in that matchup. Oh man, well, hopefully she gets better there. But the Undisputed Era proved that night that they were on top and still got it, no matter what they did, no matter how hard they fought to prove that they were the men of the War Games. The Undisputed Era becoming 2-2 in War Games matches and pretty surreal. I think that match was good from start to finish. I applaud every competitor in that matchup, no matter what, and it was just really, really physical match, but really, really entertaining to watch as well. You know, Even Triple H after the show post Facebook interview had compared them to being as good as D Generation X. that they got that certain magic that DX had. So pretty amazing. Watch that Takeover event. They announced, we saw the vignette of Karrion Cross coming back soon. When to come back, we saw a promo by Finn Balor talking about he's going to arrive NXT TV this Wednesday night to talk about what is on his mind and what's next with Finn Balor, the NXT World Champion. Pretty amazing event, though. I loved it. I enjoyed it. You guys have a good night, and we'll see what happens this week on WWE's Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Have a good night, everybody, and be safe.